We are at the Rock Church today. Pastor Dr. Carson is the host. I mean, so before I delve into what we're doing today and all day, let me bring on Dr. Carson. I've known him for quite some time. We are in the District Guide, Councilmember Robert Gallegos, who will be speaking as well. But since Dr. Carson is hosting us and graciously hosting us, I think it's only fitting to have him make the opening remarks.
Well, thank you. We're so delighted to have this opportunity to partner with the city and the mayor and provide this kind of empowerment to our community. We're just honored to be a part of this. We feel like this is our obligation and commitment to our community and city. And we just thank God for a mayor who has a heart for the city, and the city is in his heart. And so we're just thankful, and we welcome you. Thank you. God bless you. I'm going to turn it back over to the mayor.
Thank you. And he's been very, very modest because, quite frankly, this facility is just ideally located and situated in order for us to meet the needs of about 1,000 people today. I want to acknowledge the First Lady also for being here, and I appreciate you and the leadership. And then the volunteers of the Rock Church. Let me thank the volunteers. Yeah, all the volunteers. Because let me tell you, the city, the health department just couldn't do it by itself. So I certainly want to thank the volunteers. Look, today is another big day. I mean, the whole goal is to try to get as many shots in people's arms as possible. We are partnering with a number of faith-based organizations today. As you know, we've been out on the north side in Acres Home at God's Grace Church, and then we've been at Denver Harbor Multi-Service Center. Then we're at the Rock Church right here in District I. Councilmember Robert Gallegos is the council member here, leaving here and heading out to Southwest, Fountain of Praise today. And then even further southwest, of course, is the Church Without Walls. So today, when you add all in with all of our partners, between yesterday and today, just with our faith-based institution, we'll probably do about 7,900, 8,000 vaccines between yesterday and today. So, in fact, they just corrected me, 9,700. So thank you, Ms. Weaver, who is our faith-based community director coordinator, who is really helping to make things happen. So thank you, Janice. Really appreciate that. And I want to thank Director Williams and the health department. Can't say thank you enough to them because they give up their weekends to make it possible. So I want to thank them. But the goal is to try to get these vaccines in people's arms as quickly as possible to kind of get ahead of these variants that are in the city of Houston. Quite frankly, they're all over the country. But if you look at the kind of like the hospital reports, it's these variants that are really causing the spike. And so, but the vaccines still work against these variants. All of the vaccines, okay? Pfizer, Moderna, J&J, they all work against the variants. So we want to encourage people to do that. Let me also say to people who are in the area of the Rock Church, what's the address here, Pastor?
4101 Broadway.
4101 Broadway, that whether you're registered or walk-ins, we can kind of do some walk-ins. We ask people to kind of get here before 3 o'clock, though, on the walk-ins. This site will be here until 4 o'clock. But even for walk-ins at the Rock Church on Broadway, they're taking them. I will say to you, Denver Harbor, the Multi-Service Center, they are taking them. With respect to even God's Grace out in Acres Home, taking some walk-ins, as well as the Church Without Walls in far southwest Houston. So the goal is to do that, get the vaccines in people's arms. And I want to give a great deal of credit to Councilmember Robert Gallegos because he's responsible really for this site. And then he's responsible for 2 sites that the other church,
North Shore Community Fellowship Church.
North Shore Community Fellowship Church. He can speak to that. So 2 churches within District I, and he's responsible. He wanted to make sure that we're reaching people, number one, across the district, but he does an excellent job in representing District I and beyond. That's the tagline that I've given, District I and beyond. So certainly want to thank him. In fact, let me stop and let me bring up Councilmember Robert Gallegos.
Thank you, Mayor, for taking time to stop by here today. And of course, I want to thank Dr. Carson and his wife for hosting this event. I know that giving them a call and asking would they host a vaccination site, they didn't hesitate. They said, definitely, when do you want to have it done? So I want to thank them once again for hosting this. This is their new facility, their new church here. Proud to say that both of their churches are in District I, the one on Edgebrook and the one here on Broadway now. So proud to say that. I also want to thank Pastor Bishop for hosting on the northeast part of District I at the North Shores Community Fellowship Church over there on Maxey Road. They had a great turnout today as well. So again, I want to thank Director Williams and the Health Department, as well as all the volunteers here at The Rock for making this successful and making this happen. So again, thank y'all.
Thank you, Councilman. And why the emphasis? Number one, you can tell it's getting warmer, and so people want to get out. It's been 13 months dealing with this coronavirus. People want to get out. They want to start socializing. We saw that at the Astro game the other night. People are coming, and even even when you tell people to keep the mask on, you know, when they're drinking, eating, they take the mask off. So number one, if you close to somebody, you want to feel as though they have been fully vaccinated. So it's important for people to get the shot in the arms, okay? And for those who are still hesitant about getting it, let me just say to you, let me repeat again, it is safe. All of the vaccines are safe. And so let me just encourage people to do that, protect yourself, your families, as we kind of move into getting closer to the summer. Please take care of that. Now let me call on Director Williams, because he's responsible for all of our vaccine distributions and even getting vaccines and making sure that these different locations are set up. So Director Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to remind everybody that we are still in a pandemic. And as a public health agency that's responsible for responding to this pandemic, we realize that we cannot do it alone. We realize that we have to have partnerships like The Rock, like the council member who has ties within this district in order to bring people in. I want to express my gratitude to my staff because, as the mayor said, they work weekends, but Mayor, they also work late at night too. We actually have just a week or so to prepare for these various vaccine sites on the weekend just because of how the vaccine is flowing. We have partnered with a variety of organizations. In some cases, we have transferred vaccine to other clinics and to other partners to make sure that we are in the community. That is because our value is about access and equity, making sure that everybody can access the vaccine, but make sure that those individuals that have barriers such as transportation, such as language, can actually access the vaccine also. Just a couple of things. The vaccine is free. No matter where you go, the vaccine is free. Want to really emphasize that. They might, in some cases, charge your insurance, but there's no out-of-pocket cost to that. The other thing is that all adults in Texas are eligible for the vaccine. All adults in Texas are eligible for the vaccine. Now that the vaccine has become more plentiful, we encourage you to not only visit sites like this, but see whether or not vaccine is available at your pharmacy, at your healthcare provider. We also want you to, if you have issues related to technology, you can call our area agency on aging at 832-393-4301 for registration assistance. We know that everybody don't have access to technology, and so this is a phone line that you can call, and we will certainly help you access the available vaccine. Also visit HoustonEmergency.org for latest information. We have been opening up various slots for access to vaccine because we know that there are a lot of avenues to get it, but it becomes very confusing. So the way that we're doing this, it has more of an immediate response. Because we're still in a pandemic, and yes, the vaccine is plentiful, we're encouraging people to continue to wear your mask, continue to engage in social distancing, and also engage in good hygiene. That is the only way. Vaccine plus all of those measures will help us really tackle this pandemic.
Thank you, Dr. Creeves. Look, if there's anybody in line that's waiting for the vaccine, you can just kind of walk right past us, okay? But that's the point that we want to make. In addition, testing is still important. If you haven't been fully vaccinated, you still need to get tested if you've been around people. I'm fully vaccinated, but I went and got tested this week myself again, you know, just as a preventative sort of measure. So if you haven't been fully vaccinated, please get tested. And then number two, please get to take the advantage of the vaccine.